what's going on, people? It's Kenfolk Jones, man. My life is a movement, know what I'm talking about? Nah, I'm joking. Welcome back to the fourth dimension. It's Ken Jackson here, where we give you the good, the bad, and the unnecessary. Hey, man, it's really hot outside. I don't know where you live at, but wherever you at, please be safe, be careful, especially if you work outside. Please, just pack some water with you. Just put it in your purse or your pockets, whatever you want to do. Stay safe, man. We're going to need you. Your family needs you, man. If you have anything that you need to talk about, you can email me, leave a comment, whatever. We need each other at times like this, and I know it's very important to have somebody to talk to. So, for today's video, we're going to be reviewing this Audi A5 Sportback. This is the premium. This is 2021 Audi, all right? Sportback, premium, bottom of the line premium, not a premium plus, not the other stuff. So, there's some good features, there's some bad features, and obviously, we're going to hop into the unnecessary. So, let's get right into it. Per usual, we're going to start things off with your Audi key fob. So, design of this key fob is pretty, generic, basic, but it does remind me of how the car is. I know they use this key fob on a lot of their models, but kind of reminds me of this specific car, excuse me. There's no remote start. You have your lock, unlock, 2-tap to open the trunk. It will go all the way up, or the hatch, it will go all the way up without you having to lift it. Then your panic button, and that's about it. The design of this car, let's move on to that real quick. Everybody, I pass by people and obviously friends and family, they're like, man, that's a nice looking car, that's a nice car. What is that, an Audi? Oh man. Somebody even called it, looks like a Batmobile, right? The design of this car, I do like it. One of the comparisons that someone made was, hey man, that looks better than the Genesis you had, or the Equus. Like, I'll give you that, but interior wise, the Equus is way above this. And I know it's gonna shock some people because it's a Hyundai Equus, but you'll see what I mean, right? The design language for this car is definitely good. The longer, there's the coupe version, and then there's this version, then obviously you have the A3 and the A4, but the design of this one, being that it's longer and it has the hatch, it complements the car really well. Got your exhaust tips in the back. Audi A5 nameplate, Quattro, and the SLine on the side. Mirrors do not fold when you lock. You can't press them. You got your turn signals on the mirrors though. No fog lights. That's one thing I feel like the A5 should have came with automatically. Just as a standard feature without having to pay extra. I feel like it should have came with that. There's also no parking sensors. I feel like it should have came with that. You get some nice looking sport rims. These are 245 by 40, wrapped around 18 inches. Nice big brake calipers. This is 4-cylinder, all-wheel drive. Nice sunroof, is not panoramic. But overall, I really like the design of this car. So with that being said, the design language is really good, but there are a few things to take away from this that me personally I don't like. You do have a giant hood and it goes up pretty high. It gives you a lot of working room. That's great. This is a This is a 4-cylinder 2-liter turbo with a mild hybrid system, and obviously a turbo attached to it because that's what everybody's doing. We are making 24 in the city and 31 on the highway with MPG. 261 horsepower, attached to a 7-speed automatic with all-wheel drive, and you have a maximum torque of 273. This is a gasoline direct injected engine. Here goes one of the takeaways for you. This, I've never seen an Audi engine cover. I've never touched one, all right? But this thing feels so out of place in here. It's so flimsy. It's so, I feel like if anything, this makes the engine more hot, just because of how thick the material is. And it's whatever, they usually use polythermin, whatever it's called, and some plastics, but this is just like, and then trying to find the holes to reattach it back on here was a hassle as well. So it's set up pretty nicely though. Spark plugs are easy to get to, headlights are easy to get to. As usual, I like pointing those things out. And battery compartments, or the battery itself. How would you charge this if you needed to jump? Right over there. So everything's easy to get to. Big hood opening. Very nice design. I love the lights. Those are obviously LEDs and daytime running lights. Turn signals on the side and obviously on the mirrors, as I stated earlier. Close this hood. Oh, that motherfucker burning. That hood is hot. We'll walk to the hatch, right? One thing I did not like, the other thing I didn't like, was that if you lock the car, let's say you need to get something from out of the hatch. If you lock it, you left the key in the house, you're not getting in that hatch. Which makes sense. So another thing I didn't like was that if you have the key in your pocket, you know most cars got the key in your pocket, you can at least press a button, unlock it. There's no button here. You would think, oh, well, you can just tap. You got the key next to you, tap on the door handle, it unlock. It doesn't do that, man. You got the key in your pocket, the car is locked, but you know to get something out of the hatch, you can't do that. You would have to unlock it and then open the hatch. Obviously, I have it unlocked right now, but I can show you an example. Okay, lock. No button, I'm pressing that. The key is right next to it. Right next to it, nothing. Same with the back door. Try to open the hatch. Key right next to it. Nothing. I would expect, just because the battery is not low either, I would expect for you to be able to open this stuff without having to press the unlock button and unlock all the doors. Battery's not dying, as I stated, but onto the hatch. Very nice opening. A lot of room back here. Obviously, you get a lot more. You got your spare tire and stuff at the bottom. You have your compartments that can hold with straps on the side. As I stated, you fold the seats down. Got your spare in the back. Fold the seats down. You get a lot more space. I absolutely love the design of Sportbacks. You do have a button right here that will let the hatch down instead of you pulling it down. It does open wide. It opens really wide. They must have been going to the dentist. Audi been going to the dentist, so excuse me. One thing I would like to point out is turn signals. I do like Audi's turn signals. I will not lie about that. They are sequential. Walk to the front. You don't have it at the front though. Let's talk about headroom. Let's talk about the pros and cons of a Sportback. That's the con right there. I can't get in there because the seat is so far back, right? So that's the only problem I will have with these. That if you have two people that are definitely taller than you, say by 6'2", 6'3", they need more leg room, right? But you're back there. You're not gonna fit grown adults back here, you know? There's just not enough room. Because they're gonna need their room up there, especially the driver. You're just not gonna have enough leg room for yourself. This is more like for kids or maybe someone smaller or skinnier. We do have a very nice insulation though. Very, very nice. You can see it's very, very quiet. Got your armrest right here. Little storage compartment in the middle. Put this back in here. Not really a fan of these cup holders. I don't really care for them. It's not like they're bad, but it's not like they're good either, you know? Got your AC vents. This is where you're going to control your temperature back here. This is a tri-zone, 3-zone vehicle for you. Single, dual zone, tri-zone. And all 4 windows are automatic. One touch, up and down. My headroom, from sitting up straight, as you can see, it's pretty decent, not too bad. You have your lights back here, LEDs. Seats are pretty comfortable back here. Leg room, like I said, you have to move the seat up, so it's not that bad, but it's also not that good either. Let's move up to the front though. One thing I would like to point out is that another pro, electronic seat controls for the passenger and a thigh extension for them as well. Glove box does not go as deep as I would like it to, but it's decent, right? There's not a lot of space in this vehicle. It's not a lot of storage compartments. Obviously you have pockets back here. You do have this SLine light that lights up when it's nighttime and the headlights are on and stuff. It will light up as your little courtesy light, I guess. Let's hop into the front. I want to say it's very nice, but I'm going to say it's a very decent seating position. And that's the same with the back. You have very nice insulation. The door sounds great. I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about this sunroof right here, because it's still letting in sunlight. It's not completely blocked off, but I do like the fact that you can let back the glass and still keep this closed. And we have LEDs up front. So this button. Go through a few things here. Date and time, your speed, your consumption, your short-term memory for your MPG, how long you drive, stuff like that. Long-term, energy consumption, air conditioning, hybrid system, all that other stuff. You know, driver assistance. It does have lane keeping assist. It does not have blind spot monitors or parking sensors, as I stated. Onto the next screen is just your media controls. This will show you what radio station a song is being played. And this is your telephone controls. The last people that you may have called. Your media controls, and the last one is telephone. I'm not going to show that because there are some numbers and stuff in there. So there's not much in the screen. Press view. Minimum display is on. I don't know why. Let's see if we can change that. No. Okay. Anyway, let's start it up. Starts right up. This is about the only thing that you can do in here. As I stated, it does have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You move on to this screen, and let me just say something as a side note. I really feel like if you're gonna have a touchscreen or a screen in the middle in whatever car, the screen of this size or this caliber, there needs to be a knob or buttons that can control the screen. Kind of like when you look at a Nissan or a Chevy and they have a knob, they got the volume knob over here or down here somewhere, and then they have a tuning knob. That's what this needs. I think every touchscreen needs that, just to prevent, like the Mitsubishi Outlander video that I did. The touchscreen completely dead, and there's no way for you to plug in a mouse in the Mitsubishi, or you can, I guess, get it repaired. But most of the people in the comments are saying, hey, they don't even have a fix for this. So they're just without a touchscreen. They're without the radio options, the Bluetooth, and all that other stuff, and they have the inconvenience of plugging in a mouse. Like, come on, there needs to be a knob somewhere in here. You have the volume knob, but there needs to be something else that can go through these menus just in case the touchscreen is either too hot or it's just stopped working for whatever reason. Now, this one obviously is working, but one other complaint I do have about this is that it's good, it's a good system, but it's kind of annoying trying to find things. So sync that, turn that down. It's kind of annoying trying to find things. Like if you were to factory, if you're getting rid of this car and you want a factory reset, you would think that it would be like every other car in here, that you would go to general and then somewhere it would be factory reset. No, it's under system maintenance to where it resets the whole system. Now, display and brightness, you're trying to look at the camera settings so that you can see if your parking sensors are working, if you have the option for it, and other things. But that's not in there either. That's just the multimedia system. Now, I've already looked through here trying to find the camera setting, and I ended up having to just put the car in reverse and then tapping on this for more settings, and there's nothing up there. It's like, what? Why even include it, you know? But I understand you cut cost and research and R&D or whatever, but it is trajectory, it is following the tires and everything, and it is a decent looking camera, right? This is your shift knob. I forgot to mention that. And electronic parking brake. There is no electronic tilt and telescope steering wheel. I feel like there should be in the A5. I really feel like this is the middle ground. You have the A3, you have the A4. I feel like there's a lot more things that should be in here. I feel like it should have came with ventilated seats. It has heated seats, but it should have came with ventilated electronic steering wheel and a few other things. There's no auto hold or anything like that. So here is the other problem. Some of your safety systems is obviously in here. So if this fails, there's no way to get to that or to change some of these things. As you can see, we got connection settings, language and keyboard, sound. And I'm really a fan. I know people complain about Nissan, but I'm really a fan of how they do theirs. You have your touchscreen, then you have your tuning knob, and you can just press on that knob and turn up your bass, and then switch to your treble, turn up the bass. You don't have to go to sound or go to the radio station and click on something and then try to look at the screen to see how high you want the bass. You just press the knob and turn it. So we have other things, notifications. We have a pull down. We can close or we can turn off this screen. So yeah, it's kind of built like a phone, just having to pull that down. You can go to vehicle, and as I stated, there is no camera system. You have all this other stuff. I like that. I always like that. You have this that'll show you steering wheel button alignment is this right here, your favorite, service intervals, garage door opener. I didn't even see that in here, so I guess it's tied to the screen, because I'm used to having a home link right here or having something up here, right here. I guess it's tied to the screen. I guess that's cool too. We got lights and visibility. Like I said, it does have daytime running lights, automatic headlights, and high beam assist interior lighting. Change the brightness of that. You have your rain sensors, which I guess that's what that button was over there for. We already checked that. Already looked at favorites. Driver assistance, Audi Presence, active lane, keep assist, and speed warning. Audi drive select, dynamic, comfort. Comfort does feel comfortable. This car is very quick. I will give it that. It is all-wheel drive, obviously. We do have eco tips. I might turn that on. I like having that on. And we have air conditioning when you turning off the vehicle or coming back to the vehicle and sitting in it. So it can go to auto. It'll set it to wherever you had it at last. And of course, the stated Android Auto, radio, media, phone, users, messages, things like that. License has not been purchased. Okay, so with that being said, obviously it's time to start the drive, and of course you have your Audi drive switch or gear selector. Up for reverse, down to go and drive, down to go into sport, and to the right you put you in manual, and to get to neutral you want to go back up in reverse. But it doesn't go, if you press it all the way, you're going in reverse. If you press it a little bit, you go back into drive. Press it a little bit, you go back into neutral. So, and that's the park button. So let's hop into this drive. And it is honestly, that's the huge redeeming quality of this car as a drive. I know I had a lot of complaints, but there's also a lot of good things about this car. And the driving experience is definitely one of them. So let's hop right into the drive. Catch you guys in a minute. First things first, buckle up. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. At least I get some AC. And the sun, how the sun go down when I get in the car and get ready to do this, man. All right. Oh, these trees, they put some bigger trees back here. I feel much better. Much better. Drive mode selected. We're gonna start off with comfort, right? It's an auto right now. Gonna put it in comfort. See how smooth of a ride we can get. I've noticed that when you put it on dynamic and you're like, let's say you're backing out of the driveway, you're tapping on the gas lightly, it will kick a little bit, and I'm pretty sure that's because of the hybrid. Because I've noticed hybrids do that. But you know, a hybrid would make for a comfortable ride, but I think you lose that once you get the turbo. Well, I guess it depends on the turbo, it depends on the engine. I haven't really known, no disrespect to them, no disrespect to Audi, but I haven't really known them to make like really comfortable engines, you know, like something that just, you cannot hear it, you can't feel it, it's on, but when you get next to it, you don't even notice it. I've never known them to make things like that. They may have, but I don't know. Should have made a left. Oh well. Well, we can go down here and blend in with everybody, you know, with all these fancy cars and stuff everybody have out here. So comfort, obviously you're gonna feel the bumps and everything. This isn't the highest trim, it isn't even the best Audi sedan that you can get. The comfort doesn't feel comfortable. I understand it lets the engine sit or whatever, and it'll, you know, just roll along, but it's not as comfortable as I would like it to be. Because I consider, you may not do it, other people may not consider it, but I consider Audi a luxury brand. I understand I know who owns them, obviously, but you know, luxury is luxury. I feel like this should be a luxury car, luxury brand. It should be better in here. You can definitely hit a turbo. Not a loud turbo, but you can definitely hear it. You can hear it a lot better once you're in dynamic. You do have the option to set your own parameters or whatever once you go to individual. See, that sounds a lot better. Now I can hear that turbo. Yes. Take a ride all the way to the end. I like it out here. It's nice and quiet. Lots of space. People just, and they're in this hot sun playing golf. It's crazy. It's definitely getting some road noise. Kind of a good amount of road noise, actually, but the hatch should not take away from it. It is well insulated, and obviously you're going to be pumping out your music, it's going to drown it out or whatever, but either way. Did you hear the tires? I didn't hear the motorcycle pass by. I saw it, but I didn't hear it, so that's good. This is one thing I like doing, though. Wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. So here's what I like doing. Since you have to have traction control off for this. Finger slipped. I'm gonna make a U-turn if I can after this Lexus comes out. So one thing I like doing, mug is nice. Slow down there, buckos. Don't let me hit you. I do love the launch on this thing. And then when it shifts, it just jerks again. Like it has power to it. I know it's a combination of things that's going on with it. You know, it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo with a mild hybrid system. Hybrid obviously helps with it a lot, and that's part of where that kick comes in at. Because it definitely feels good when it does it. It throws you back, and then it throws you back again. But you have to brake boost that. You can't just, as I'm going to show you right now, you can't just floor it and it does it, because you're spooling up the turbo when you're brake boosting it. So we can do it right now. See, that was just a regular shift. Now, next stop sign. And since I turned off traction control and stuff, it automatically went into sport mode. But even in manual, it's pretty good. But it's definitely, as I stated, it's definitely from the little kicks that you feel when you're backing out of the driveway. Like I said earlier, it's from that hybrid. It's not from like bad engine or anything like that, or just the car's tuning. It's just definitely from it being a hybrid and being in dynamic or individual, having it being in a sport mode basically. So while you're in comfort mode, it's not doing that. It's very comfortable. It's not kicking as light as it does when you're in dynamic mode. It's definitely good though. Definitely good. Engine sounds okay. You can hear the turbo a little bit louder when you are in dynamic mode. Okay, we have a lot of road here. A lot of road. It is in manual, it's in dynamic, traction control is still off. Let's pull up the turbo, let it hit again. I like it. I really like it. I really like it. Shift it back to manual. Shift it back to regular drive. We're gonna put it back in comfort and enjoy this ride. Try to get it as comfortable as it can be. I'm gonna drive like Miss Daisy, right? Turn traction control back on. So we're gonna go down this bumpy road, a little bit bumpy. You know how your community is, or your state or city is. They don't really take care of the neighborhood's roads as well. Well, to be honest with you, they don't take care of roads, period, most of the time. So your highway or your regular main street and neighborhood might have a few bumps, a few potholes. We're gonna see how this Audi holds up on this kind of bumpy road. You're getting the road noise, of course. We're hearing the dampers and everything, the springs. We're getting a absorption sound from the tires adjusting, or from the suspension and tires adjusting and everything. Now see how that took off? There was no jerk, right? There was no jerk from the hybrid. It was a light take. So I can slow down a little bit and tap on it. It's not doing it. I know I don't even know why I'm pointing this out, because we all know that it's just from it being a hybrid. Now, comfort mode does feel a lot more easier on the engine and everything else. But I can see that we're going for more quiet, or everybody's trying to save money and get the 4-cylinder and put a turbo on it and blah 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 blah. I get it. It's just, it pains you, or pains me at least, to see that the manufacturer or one or two manufacturers will try something and then all the other ones will see how well it works or how much it's selling, and then they'll go follow. It's just, everybody wants the 4-cylinder with the turbo, trying to save gas mileage. But you know, my overall thought on this car though is it looks great. On the outside looks really great. The inside, it needs more space, it needs more leg room, it needs more cubbies, deeper pockets or something. I understand it's derived from a coupe, but I just feel like it needs a little bit more. The interior, it feels great, it's comfortable, it could be better, and there could be more features, but obviously the powertrain is good, it kicks really well. I feel like I just did a loop-de-loop and I did not know that this connected. So with that being said, we back over here with these very, very nice houses. This is about the end of the video. It's a great car. You can find these kind of cheap now. Not really, I'm lying to you, I'm sorry. They're not that cheap, but they're still kind of high for what you're getting. And obviously, once you compare things, there are other things that come with a lot more features and maybe more horsepower for the same price. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna start on this POV video. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace, dog. Sleep well.